Hey, peace, peace, and peace. I hope the daggone TV is not too loud. I'm actually sitting up here, sitting in the living room, waiting to go in and make dinner. I'm gonna make some chicken out, shrimp and chicken Alfredo, but I make it from scratch. Everything, the sauce and everything, from scratch, except the noodles, of course. I ain't no noodle maker. But anyway, that's not what I made this video about. It's not about the food or whatever. I um I was reading through text on my other phone, the podcast slash nonprofit phone, and it inspired. It made me realize there's a podcast that I want to make, and once again, please go to check out my podcast. It is From Dad's POV, and I have very good um, some very good videos there. But anyway, the video I want to make next is, obviously going to be a video, but it's going to be a podcast that I want to make next is Indirect child abuse. And what I mean by that is let me start by saying, I have mentioned before that I've worked in the human services, some people refer to as welfare to work programs or whatever. And I've worked several different facets of that industry. One that I think gained the most experience directly is when I was a peer counselor. I got an opportunity to work directly with participants and their kids. And I'm going to tell you, I have heard and experienced some things that are horrifying, first of all, but they explain a lot of behaviors of individuals who are raised in those poverty-stricken households. I had women admit to putting their children on Ritalin so that they could go to sleep. I don't know if you know what Ritalin is, and I'm not absolutely familiar. I know it's like a sedative, and it's prescribed for children who have, I think, problems sleeping or something like that. But I have had moms admit that they only put their children on this so they could go out at night. And that only came about because a kid, I was just talking to him, and we got to talking about some stuff, and he got to mentioning some stuff about his mom, how, he don't understand why he was on that medication because he never had a problem sleeping. He mentioned how he once woke up and once woke up looking for his mom and found out, he didn't know what was going on, and I didn't tell him, but he said that his mom was in the car with some guy, and they were shaking the car. I was like, yeah, he probably was bouncing to some music or something, right? Right. Anyway, but I've heard these stories. I've even heard a lady yell at her daughter one time, right in the middle of the office, and say, I'm going to put you on medication. You need to be on some medication. I can't deal with you. I need to get some money off of you. And I'm like, yo, do y'all understand do y'all understand the type of trauma, the type of ideas that some of what parents say and do, like how that affects their kids? That's like a form of abuse. I've even experienced it once. I was out with this girl, and I had one of my sons, my young boy, was with me, and her son was with her. We gets to arguing, and like this, she was vicious. Like, her mouth is woof. I'm telling you, you talk about tongue being a flame. Her mouth was something else, and then she goes into some, well, y'all black men ain't nothing anyway. I'm gonna get me a white man. White men know how to take better care of their women. and blah blah, or better take know how to take better care of women and blah blah. And I'm like, wow, you would say that in front of your black son. I wasn't really worried about it saying it in front of my son because my sons already know what the deal is. They already get it. I strengthen my boys. You understand? My boys are literally, even my young boy ain't nothing but 14 years old. And he got more manly characteristics than a lot of young men. That's real rap. People who know me know what I'm talking about. So my point is, like, when you say these type of things, do you imagine, like, that right there starts and the idea which is perpetuated in this society regardless, because I would say the same thing if a white woman was in the car with her white boyfriend and said, I'm gonna get me a black man because black men know. I would say the same thing. So this ain't about race, it's about the idea that you would say something like that, especially considering you got black sons. So you start this idea once again that I said is that is perpetuated that black men ain't no good, and that ain't what's up. Cause now this boy is gonna grow up with that idea. He made his performance might be less. He might not even try because he feel like, man, they better than us anyway. And it would be the same thing with a white kid. Adults gotta learn how to monitor their mouths. Like, you gotta learn how to have some self-restraint. I have heard some things that people have said to their kids, and they wonder why their kids grow up jacked up. Or like I said, when you are falsely prescribing your kid medication just so you can hang out. Why'd you have kids? Why'd you have kids? To abuse them? To contribute to raising another adult who's going to be traumatized trying to make it in this society. So like I said, man, look out for the podcast. I will be, obviously sharing it on several different social media sites. But people need to start to understand. First of all, the podcast, that's what it's for. It's about manhood and fatherhood. But there's a large portion of it that's about parenting. It's a community of individuals socially, or on a social site, I should say, who a safe space, a safe social space where we come and just exchange ideas regarding parenthood, regarding resources to single parents and different things of this sort. It's all good. It's all to help. It's all to try to help people, help to encourage people, help to make things better, period. But like I said, be aware of what you say to your kids. Regardless if you're angry, it don't matter. An adult does not, the excuse that I was angry is not an excuse for an adult. Adults are supposed to have self-restraint. I don't care what you say. Some of us got our own traumas and issues, which contributes to you going into these rages and just saying whatever you got to say. Y'all need to get therapy. And stop passing on all these daggone traumas and being disappointed in your kids because they ain't do what you wasn't able to do. Get yourself together, man. Remember our kids, man. Peace.